information with the product. Makes it easier to write about, right? So just keep that in mind. They weren't intending that, but I'm telling you, use that for leverage on your writing.
I did.
Right? I know you did.
I wrote an offer and I said, oh, I just bought 2 incarnations.
But
Because I love it.
That's the type of style we want to focus on. Okay, so okay, I've been marketing for a long time, and it was about 98, I learned a lesson. So I've been marketing and marketing and marketing, and you guys saw like stuff that comes on TV is like as seen on TV, right? Okay, so we would do as seen on CNN, MSNBC, and we would pay advertising to be on there, so you could legally say it, and we'd actually market there. We marketed on there for a long time before we realized we could say that. And you guys have been to the Blog with Rory page, right? Yeah. Everybody? And I got that as, I think I have it legally as advertised on CNN, all that stuff on there, right? Well, just being able to do that and say that created a thing called conversion increase, meaning more sales, more credibility. You know, people like to see that. You know, we still live in a society where if it's on TV, it must be real, right? I read it on the internet, it must be real, right? Which works really good for what we do. But as seen on TV is trademarked. It's pretty much, you know, protected. And I've been working on a very, very big project, which you guys are all going to hear about right now.
Cool.
But we're going to be able to say, and I have graphics being made. I'm working on the trademark on it already, but it's going to be as seen on global TV. So I have a very dear friend of mine. We get along really good. I've been helping him do some marketing. The blockchain stuff with Excel Trip actually opened the door for this. It's a long story. Things happen pretty fast. Tanya and I were today in production. We're supposed to do it yesterday. Got moved to today. We went and cut 5 commercials. We have 5 commercials that are going to be out airing to bring clients a lot of interest, a lot of branding work for the computer offer, the Excel Trip offer. We did 2 separate ones on wine, and I did one for Blog with Rory, which will bring new mentors, new students. We are airing globally. Not today, we got to clip it and finish it. We're going to be airing globally, and it's a long-term run.
Wow.
So we're going to, you know, get exposure. Well, those commercials, the way we cut the commercials, we're going to have two editions of them. One is going to send them to the website that feeds that marketing relationship and the leads that come into us. The other is going to be blank, where it says click on the website below, and we can all use those in our marketing.
Cool.
Okay, so you guys will be able to use my commercials that I made, the one I made with Tanya on the wine, so we can create more pages and put it out there. And we're also going to have a graphic that's going to have the television station, which is a mobile app. I'm not done talking about this yet, you guys. This is big, so I'm going to try to explain it. But we're going to have a thing that says as seen on global TV. And it's going to have the logo of the station. It's Asian Culture Television. They have millions and millions and millions of viewers in like all the major countries. Their niche is Asia. Asians. Asians represent 60% of our world population. Wow. Asians are also very good consumers. Today versus 2 years ago, we have computer worldwide. Excel Trip, amazing worldwide, and happens to be an amazing thing for Asians to travel. You guys, this lined up perfectly, okay? We also have various other products that are more global reaching, which allows us to do more marketing that way. And as wine expands, and I'm going to be pushing on it really hard. I need them to get Mexico. I need them to get all of them up. But we'll be able to broadcast and gain from that. The countries that we do not have wine in, the webpage, which is not done yet, which is something I got to get done, we're going to capture information. So if they're not the U.S., they're not the U.K., they're not the countries where we're at with wine today. I'm a data guy. We're going to collect names and numbers and information. So we collect people we can go represent that to that we know like wine when that time comes. Okay? This is a long-term play. Everything I do has a purpose. You know, but we just get a lot more media exposure. So even the Blog with Rory campaign, and I got a lot more to cover, that's going to be on global TV now. So it'll help bring some more recognition in and help with that stuff too. So, you know, we got great mentors. I love you guys. You're helping me to expand. And now I know we can handle more students. I wouldn't have dared to do this before. I had a chance to do it last year. They weren't quite ready with their stuff either, and I didn't feel comfortable with where we were a year ago. Today I feel very comfortable with it to roll that out. Now, we're also going to be marketing partners with this television company. So let me bring you guys up to light. You guys have been learning how to do blogging and how to market. But just so you know more than most of the entire world as far as how marketing works. When I go into a company like that, they all need one thing, and it's one thing that I do very well. They don't know how to market. They don't know how to reach anybody, and they have a distribution channel that they don't know how to even sell the advertising to. It's always a struggle, okay? Internet-based companies even struggle with it. Now, YouTube gets they get a lot of traffic, a lot of things. They have their own issues, but and there's advertising money out there. There's people looking to spend. So we're going to be marketing that as well. So we're going to be selling, I shouldn't say selling, we're going to be marketing and sharing the Asian Culture TV app, which doesn't just play Asian culture. It's got all sorts of other stations on it that go through the app. We're going to help market that. It's a free download, okay? There's a lot of keywords on it. Now, our partnership with them, we're not going to get paid per download, but we get to use that as a keyword. They have a digital TV app, and if you go to ACTV, they're on Apple now, they're on Google, they're on a straight download. I'm going to show you what it looks like.
Is it free download?
ACTV and YouTube, you said?
It's on Google and Apple.
Okay.
He's looking for it. And I'm
Oh, I
asking,
have it.
is it
It's a free app. Okay, so I'm going to answer some questions and go over this. And I don't have it here. Here it is. So it looks like this. That ACTV.
Red circle.
Yeah, it's ACTV. We'll get more on this, and we're gonna have links. I'm gonna put in Brunette Marketing. I'm gonna have a link that goes to it so we can track clicks and responses on it. And
Yep, downloading. Good.
yeah, perfect.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go find it again.
No problem. ACTV. Yeah, it's powered by something.
Even if it doesn't download right now.
ACTV.
That's okay, we'll find it.
That's the app.
We are very resourceful, right?
I'm getting there.
No, I just did ACTV and it showed like 4 of them. And it was the top. Got it.
Yeah.
Play Store. Yeah, Play Store apps.
ACTV. Okay. Got that, Israel?
ACTV, got it.
Okay, so I'm going to be writing up some stuff on here, some article pages for us to promote this. It's a great keyword, okay? Television and digital television, okay? You got YouTube, the channel stuff. These guys are actually looking to go after that same type of thing with content and everything else. So we're going to be marketing the download of the app, which for Asians is a great thing. It's all about culture. We also are going to be marketing for, and this is a big thing, we're going to be marketing for content. And I'll explain what that is, but people that have like shows or whatever things that air on this. And the biggest thing for us is we're going to be marketing, and it was supposed to be ready before this event. But programmers take forever in everything I do. It's just a way of life. But we're going to be marketing for advertisers. And the way that works is we're going to be bringing advertisers into that network where they can pay they have a pay-per-view and a pay-per-click advertising campaign that they can run. There's a lot of people that want to market to Asians. We just got to get in front of them and find it and do our jobs, what we do to connect a service or a product with them, and then we're going to get paid on that advertiser for as long as they're our client. It's a lot of money.
Wow.
Okay? This is a fun thing to be part of. So we're going to be putting that out there, and if you guys know on like ad placements on I don't teach you guys how to buy ads on YouTube because we market for free, but people buy it based on they pay per click, they pay per view, and then sometimes they have to bid higher for different times. They're going to be tweaking this as we get going on that. I was with them, telling them where they need to go, because I'm consulting with them. That was what I spent Valentine's Day doing. It took me hours. So
We thought.
We thought you were out of contact.
You know, she's a trooper, and I owe her big time. But they weren't ready, and so yeah, it took me longer. You guys, what we do is such a solution that they don't have. And so when I was going over the stuff they got to change, they brought all their partners in and just took notes. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. I know a little bit, right? So now that they're making those changes, it makes it better for us. So we're going to be able to go out there, you know, and we can put this out there, and I can tell you, we're going to get big companies, even off our blogs, they're going to go from us to them to buy advertising. They're looking for new ways to get out to there, you know, that community. Ford, Chevy, these big companies that spend a lot of money, and I just want you to, like, here's the thing is a lot of times you don't want to go after the big fish. You guys ever heard that?
Yeah.
I do anyway, but what we have to market, we have timing, the big fish are looking for it. You get a big fish in this thing, they're spending $1 million a month. If you're getting a commission off of that, just add it up, okay? This is a big thing. And this is just something we're adding to our blogging, right? We don't all have to think about it much. We go right, we post, we market it, put it out there, okay? You don't need but one big account to come through to make your day happy, your month happy, your year happy, right? We're getting more and more of these things. Now, we're also able to get a lot more recognition like on Excel Trip. So Excel Trip, I did a commercial to promote that for one reason. One, so we could claim as seen on global TV, which lets us all market that even better. Travel is great, it's huge, it's also very competitive, right? We need every angle we can. And the thing about the way we market is a lot of it's ascension marketing, and there's gonna be people that buy from your blog site that might have saw it on 10,000 other ones that we have out there. Today they saw it and they're ready. We all help each other. I don't know if you guys understand how that works. That's what happens. I can tell you right now, it happens. You know, they click here, they click there. You know, as we add more students, that's gonna happen even faster. By doing this all as a collective, we are stronger. We are all stronger because we're all pushing the same direction and it all resonates for everybody. It's the same thing as what I used to do back in like 07. I had backlinks. I would pay Philippine workers $300 a month. They would create backlink pages to go to whatever I was marketing. Because Google used to allow that. They didn't have filters for it like they do now, which is why it doesn't work. And if they didn't do that, we wouldn't be in this room today. Because I would have never created a system. I was fine.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Things work, right? Yeah. And that was back in those days where I was just happy doing what I did. I had no idea. But everything's great. So if you guys saw it from my eyes, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, what we're doing has a very circular effect. And every one of us impacts or can impact everybody else because it's all about, you know, how many times people see it. You know, I referenced Coca-Cola marketing. It's ascension marketing. We all put the same message out there different ways. One of those ways is going to resonate. You know, and if they're on Mary's page, and then also they go to Rosemary's page, they're like, oh, I'm just going to do that now. And it works vice versa. You know, the universe lines things up, God lines things up, but as a collective, we are part of a bigger thing like that. I know because I would just create multiple pages to do the same thing to get results. We don't have to do it that way. That's a lot of work, by the way. We have everybody sharing, okay? And the opportunities are coming bigger and faster at us all the time. I mean, I can't believe how much work I've had to do for great positive growth in just the last 6 months. You know, November was a knockout big, and you know, I'm going to be flying around a lot. Which, by the way, California, who's here from California? Okay, you know already. So, April 21st, I'm doing a training out there.
In Sonoma County?
In
Placentia.
Your
Anaheim.
Belinda, in your Belinda, which is near Anaheim.
Oh, I'll have to come see you then.
Yeah, so, and mentors, you guys all have students out that way. The ticket's like $20, it basically pays for lunch. And that's for DC. I'm gonna be covering a lot of training stuff on how to market without going over leads, because I don't have a day to do that. So I just want to bring that up so I don't forget. Okay, so back to the television thing. Do you guys understand the marketing aspect? Where we're gonna be, okay, Tony, no, this is good to cover. So they run commercials, and eyeballs are wherever eyeballs are, marketers want to be. So Asia, which represents 60% of everybody on this planet, they have culture, they like to watch their own stuff. Things that if you're not Asian, you may not appreciate, per se. I was watching some of it, and it's a little interesting, but it's their culture. But we're going to be advertising in front of them. I just happen to get connected with a really big niche. You know, one of my best friends happens to be a fourth owner of the station. They needed marketing help. They've been trying to get me there for 2 years to help. I've been busy, didn't work out last year. This year, in talking with everything, things lined up really well. We're going to be selling marketing for their television station and getting paid on that as an advertising agency, basically. You know, they understand what we do as bloggers. He's been watching my story build. He's been watching everything go on for years. You know, and you know, and David likes wine, and he's in the wine program, which is why we're going to get a lot of leverage on that, and that's going to impact a lot of us. So, but we're going to be able to have these commercials that are on TV. So you guys realize when we're blogging, anybody that's on that television station, they're going to see my face. They're going to see that commercial. Now they're going to see it on a blog page. It's going to be a lot better. It's going to help with recognition. It's going to help with credibility, branding, everything else. It's going to have impact on what we're doing. And it's going to be aired a lot. Like, almost more than I want, but it's fine. We'll work on some other ones. Yeah, they don't have a lot of spots sold. So by nature of that, we're going to be there. And so my job is to get things right now they don't even have the mechanism in place for us to even launch customers into it. But they're aired right now. They're running content right now forever. These guys have been in the television space for 38 years. This isn't a news station. Their main home is right here in Vegas. They have subsidiaries out of LA and then Philippines and everywhere. And we're satellite TV. Satellite TV is dead, in case anybody wondered if the satellite dish in your backyard's worth having anymore. Satellite TV's dying. Everything's going internet, digital. Well, they are on the cutting edge of that because a company came to them that has great Asian ties, and that's where this app comes from. This app is very social media plugged in. It helps them connect, share, video chat, communicate with it. It's an amazing piece of technology that they don't even understand. I've been playing with it for a while. The company that brought that to them, they make money on the app. They do an app split revenue. They needed content. These guys represent a big thing. Well, we get to tie into that, but they don't know how they're going to sell this marketing. They sell some here in Vegas, but they don't know how to go get marketing sold for their own television station. That's what we come in. But because I can dictate things, we're going to get paid very well for just referring those people in. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's the television bit. And then we're gonna have those commercials, and I'll have versions of those that we can put on our sites that tell everybody to go to your site, which you'll put right below it, right, like we do, so that we can have a video out there that directs them. The wine ones, I think, will be spectacular to help. They're shorter, so people can go there and just go by and sign up. If they want the full video, great. All right. On that note. Oh, actually, I'll save that. That's wine. I'll save that for later. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're doing a lot more submission work. Great job. Great job, Tony, and your student. You know, I want to start teaching our students how to cross-sell more and more. Okay. So it's a tricky situation. You want that keyword and the content to match that keyword. And if you've got 400 or 500 words of content, it doesn't hurt you at all to have a 20 word to 50 word sidebar, if you will, that directs them to like wine, or directs them to soap, or directs them to like a bath and wine thing. Okay? Now, I'm just putting this out there because if we get them there, we want to direct them. We know that creates curiosity. We know people like it. It's relevant. And there are also things that people buy all the time. You know, the artisan soap is something we can put anywhere, literally. All right. You know, we all use soap, or at least we all should use soap. and the luxury part of it's a fun thing to accentuate. You know, you guys hopefully know this by now. Price doesn't really stop people from buying. They buy it because they're emotionally bought in. Price is secondary.
We are in the process of making some smaller bars so we can have a smaller price as well.
But it won't matter how we do things.
They're not really that expensive to begin with, I don't think.
No, they're great price.
Yeah.
No, they're a perfect price for what we do. I attend craft sales to do the wine as well, and there's gals there that are sometimes double your price.
Yeah. I
So
think
it's a
so.
great, in Minnesota, that's a
nice
nice price point.
price.
You guys, as I've been doing the blog sales, I've sold products at 2 and 3 times the value that they were sold in the cheapest location they ever were. Price isn't as important as people think it is. I'm a marketer first. I look at the world as a marketer. I don't look at it as a consumer. I got way past that bias. Because whether I'm going to buy it or not doesn't matter. And whether I'm going to consume it or not doesn't matter. I'm one person with my own weird tastes and likes. I'm one guy. It's what the community is going to buy. It's what the people out there are going to buy. So I look at everything that way. People don't just buy on price. You got certain consumers that are price sensitive, and if it says sell, that means I gotta buy. And you also got people that buy emotionally. That's mainly all of us buy emotionally. Emotional buyers will spend $1 more, $2 more because they're in that moment. That's who we aim for. Believe it or not, that's the majority of the consumers. Emotional buyers.
Yep.
All right? You know, you get those weird people that will drive across town to save a dime. We're not pertaining to those people. Okay? We can't make them happy no matter what. They have other issues is why they drive that. Don't focus on the price.
Spend $3 on gas to save it.
You know, if they see it for $14.95 on our site and they know they can get it for $13.95, they're here right now and they like the story, they'll just buy. That's the majority of the consumers. And when you're doing marketing and mass, all you have to go by is mass numbers. What's the mass do? If you start worrying about the individuals, you'll start making the individual income, not the mass incomes. We can't make everybody happy, so go after mass appeal. Right that way too. Like if you're trying to this is the most inexpensive product, just so you know, that'll be great for that one person, and the masses are gonna be like, what's wrong with it? Okay? So don't think that way. Don't write that way. If you're a consumer that's really picky, and hopefully I'm not offending you, don't write for you. Some of us are, but that's not the majority. You're just unique. That's great. Don't write for that though.
Yeah, I don't drink wine, and I sell wine.
Absolutely. Because you know people drink it, right?
Exactly, and it gives me money. And like he said, the Muslims have the liquor store in the south, and they're not supposed to drink. So,
Yeah.
but they're making money, right? So.
Yeah, we're running businesses, right? Is anybody here that's just a hobbyist? It's okay. It's a business, right? Well, to make a bit, you're a hobbyist?
Mucho dinero.
Mostly.
Okay, well, I appreciate the honesty. So
Yes,
you
yes.
You can ignore this or take it in.
Okay.
I know.
Video.
Okay, so you want to treat it like a business. And it's kind of hard, especially with our students, to have them look at this that way when they've never had a business before. And it's I almost wish they went and bought like a storefront and had huge overhead and risk that was burying them to actually produce the results they need, right? We have very little overhead. Very little compared to like a brick and mortar shop, but we have the same amount to gain. We can still get customers. In fact, if anything, we can get them easier because we don't have a central location. We have the internet to bring them in on. It's just about how we go at it, you know, how we pursue it. You know, if you had a brick and mortar business with huge overhead and huge expenses, you're gonna be there every day putting stuff out there trying to bust it because you know you gotta bring in money, you're gonna lose everything. We don't have that fear of loss with this, so we don't get the same dedication sometimes. A lot of times. So that's something, you know, just put that in perspective. You know, it's hard to explain to a non-business minded person. You guys know that this process to get from a student to a successful student and into a mentor, it's not a 1 week, 2 week deal. It's a process. And it's as long as it needs to take for that person to grow and develop. That's why it's such a labor of love for us as mentors to get somebody to that next level, because it takes a while to grow and develop. And a lot of it's just getting your mindset right. Well, you can't expect your mind to change when you've been 47 years doing it one way. It takes a while. It's creating new habits.
Sorry.
Are you
Just
drinking the
switch it
punch
around
now,
and
Tony?
try and change the 74-year-old.
Well, you guys, we have a you know, more older population than you'll see like with the rest of DC, and I'm proud of it. You know, I get to help a lot of people that need it the most, that are on the later part of life where I don't know what else you guys would do sometimes, and I'm glad I can help. You know, and now we just keep doing it. And we'll get younger people, but the problem with younger people is they haven't been beat up in life enough. They don't listen.
Tell me.
They don't want to. They don't want to take the time to do things. They want it right now, yesterday.
That's why, and that's
That's why
okay.
we've
So
got
this is why
Direct
when I
Cellars.
market, I don't market to 20 to 30-year-olds. That's a waste of my money and waste of time.
Instant gratification.
So you
They don't understand yet. They gotta get beat up.
So you don't take students that are 20 and 30?
I'll take them, but I don't purposely market to them. I don't spend my huge amounts of money in marketing to target that age group. I actually avoid it. Now if they come in, that's great. They're an anomaly. Some of them have been great. It's, again, you got to market to the masses. That's what I do. It's a mass marketing
No,
thing.
no, of course.
There's exceptions, and I expect that if they're meant to do it, they'll be guided. I don't need to throw out my net all the time to catch the ones that are actually meant to be with us. That's going to happen
They'll
on
find
its
us.
own. But I'm just letting you guys know this. It's you know, you'll see it. And when you go to the DC event, you know, there's a lot of younger people that they deal with because of the culture they're in. We have a very finite culture with what we do. And you guys may not see it. I know because I've been in this for a long time. And what I've been able to develop with my students in this program is I found out really quick that the people that I needed to focus with were above the age of, it's basically 46 and above. 46 and above. Our average age is 58.
That's twice my age.
market for. And they're the most teachable, coachable people I've ever marketed to in any type of segment. It's true. And it's because they've been beat up, they're looking for help, and they're open. That's all I wanted. If it was younger age, I'd go for it. Younger age, we lose, it's just a waste of our time. And then all the way on and on up. They're 80, I know they're interested, they have a different vigor. It's a very fun thing. So I'm putting this out here so you can see from me to you what I'm looking for, because it's the same thing you guys probably all should be gauging at. I'm doing it in a massive scale up here. You guys are all getting pieces of that down below, right? But that's what we're looking at. So when you're writing your articles, keep that in mind. Our audiences are all over, but just keep that in mind. You know, and it's also actually when you write your articles, you can keep that part in mind. You're probably, I don't know if we're aiming at an older crowd in our articles and the searches per se, but just keep that in mind with, and actually, most of our stuff is adult oriented anyway. We're not selling, you know, kids sneakers. We don't sell a lot of kids clothing. I can
Adults.
tell you in blogging for years and years, I sell some kids clothing, but it's almost not enough to even talk about. It's like a little kiosk thing that happens. Women's clothing, I'd be the idiot. I'd be the biggest idiot if I took that off my site. But yet I don't market it like directly. It's an indirect sell. Yeah.
I did a page that the thing was, how old are you? And it was for computer. Because I thought in my
Right.
mind, people that are millennials and younger are not afraid of privacy issues on their computer. Whereas older people
Well,
are.
because we've
So
gone through the scooters and the problems, right?
Yeah, so I marketed, how old are you, you know, are you young enough to be smart enough to get into this? And I ended up with the older that wound up with a 40-40-40 plan not working, and having their grandchildren teach them how to do it.
Yeah. But you write a great style. You'll pick up all sorts of stuff that way.
I hope so.
Well, you know. Okay. That goes to the Ascension Marketing. God, we have a lot of students. So 2017 was a big year of growth. 2016 was a pretty good year. 2017 dwarfed it. We're probably going to dwarf 2017 and 2018. It's pretty simple math why that is. I can only grow as fast as we can support. The more mentors we have, the more leads I do. It's if I didn't have, if I had 1,000 mentors fully trained, ready to go, they'd all have leads. I can bring the leads in. That's not my problem. Problem is support. So we're growing. Well, in 2016, there's a lot of students that started succeeding throughout the next year. And we're going to have more and more success because those that stick with it in that 6 months and a year. And I think our success rate is going to increase, especially when we're adding like the ad scene on global TV. We're going to add a lot more things to add credibility and more products to market. So, and that's a focal point I have. I mean, I wish it's just hard to teach people the new skills we have. We have a real business that takes real skills to work, and unfortunately, it's not something you can sit down with somebody over 5 minutes and have them understand. Unfortunately, it does take time to learn the skills and get things going. And then once they have it, it's just repetition going on through, and we're seeing that. I mean, if I hear a success story, I look at them in the system, and they've been in for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. You're like, wow, and it's finally starting to pop. We can make that go faster with a couple things, and social media is going to change what we're doing. That Instagram system we have is scary, guys. Okay, so blogging, we're encompassing a lot. Blogging, we're reaching more and more people because we all have different reach. We're all posting different keywords. The more unique we are, the more we all scatter and reach. When 4,000 of us, and soon that'll be 5,000 and 6,000 and 7,000. Right now, I think we're near 5, but when 4,000 of us are all active putting new blogs out and new pages on the same topic, we're not competing with each other because of the way we write. It just has impact that goes out. Okay, that's great. That's actually been great watching that happen. That Instagram thing that I was trying to get on for years to figure out how to do it in mass without costing a lot of money. Because we have, like, since we started that, like, it's only been a couple months now. I think we're 2-3 months maybe max now, February. We rolled it out, I think, in December.
It was December.
This December.
December 13th, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I know, because I was 2 months late. Yeah. Yeah, it happens. Well, that's actually a pretty short program. I'm always happy when it's something like that. Okay, so we rolled that out December 13th. We already are reaching like another 200, I think it's like 220. We're almost to 250,000 new people across all the people that have that system. If we keep adding people every month like we are, and we keep growing the way we will be growing because the way that system works, we can have 10 million people that we're reaching as a group in Instagram alone by the end of 2018.
Rory, I check my emails, and I never emailed that much, and I've been in the program for a year, and I have 10,000 emails.
10,000?
Yeah.
10,000 emails. What in your
In my three
Response Magic?
In my two, no, in my personal email, in 2 of my emails, I have between both of them 10,000 emails that I've been sending. Amazing. I show you that.
that you sent out?
Yeah, that somehow
That's
I've
not
been
bad.
sending.
Wow.
And I'm part-time. And I'm like, you kidding?
Yeah.
I'm part-time. I'm not full-time
Well,
with this.
massive action is massive results, and sometimes you don't have enough massive action until time goes by. Time and action are going to weigh each other out. If I only spend an hour promoting a week, in a year, that's going to be 52 hours of work, right? If I spend 4 hours in a year, that's going to be 108 hours of work. Actually, 216 hours of work. Sorry, I went half. But you can see the difference, right? And time is always our enemy. We never get it back. It's always running. It's being consistent in the massive action. And even on a part-time, it's going to start going up there. Well, a lot of things we can automate. That Instagram program creates an amazing amount of reach. Every one of our students that's in that is going to, not only does it help them personally, like at the time you have 10,000 followers on Instagram and then 20,000, you're going to be putting out posts, you're going to start getting a lot more activity than when you have 1,000 and 2,000. At some point, you'll hit a saturation point where your responses are going to be instant. You're going to have enough that you're always going to get a few people to come in and buy something. Does that make sense? There's a thing called saturation point. The saturation point is a good thing. Have you guys ever heard anybody say, oh, you're going to saturate the market and there won't be room for anybody? Has anybody heard that?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Okay, I've been doing this for 28 years and I have yet to saturate a market. I've been trying. My goal is to saturate a market. I've never been able to. We're not going to saturate anything. And if we do, that'd be a great problem. We have different keywords that we're following. I've got enough. Let's see how many do I have on mine. I think I'm like 6,000, 7,000 maybe on mine. On not my old one. That one's a different story. This one that we started doing this on. And I'm getting about 1 inquiry about wine every week now. 1 a week. Hey, tell me about that program. I want to hear about it. One a week now.
Through Instagram.
All through Instagram. Direct message on Instagram. Okay? Well, after a while, I'm going to have 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. I'm going to start getting 2 a week. 1 a day. Everybody should start seeing those types of patterns. Now, sometimes we cross over the followers with multiples. So they're going to get it from you and me and you. Most of them are all unique across, because we want individuals. We want as many to reach as we can. I'm expecting everybody to post right and regularly the way I teach. So we just want to get millions. There's, I think there's like 250 million on Instagram right now, something like that. Well, we have if we do it right, we can get a majority of them. It's just time. And then it's free for us, really, to market, right? So if there's 10,000 of us marketing, I don't know, 25,000 each on average, that's 2.5 million. 2.5 million, we're gonna be selling products. We're all gonna be helping each other push and push and push. Everything we do doesn't have a saturation. And I want you guys to understand that, because the bigger we get, if you don't have an abundance mindset, this becomes dangerous. You'll talk yourself out of doing it because there's not room for you. That is so not the case with what we do. And now that we got more worldwide expansion and more worldwide reach, we got, I don't know, what's the world at? 8 billion now?
Yeah, there's no way. we
Isn't
can
it?
reach
It's a
everybody.
crazy number, right? Right?
Yeah.
8 billion.
I mean, it's not.
If we can saturate this in my lifetime, I just don't see it happening. I don't think it's even possible.
We'll try.
I do wish, absolutely
We'll
do.
try.
Well, we swing at it every day. So that being said, with the commercials going out for the Blog with Rory, I need you guys to be open-minded and put out there, because if I don't ask for it, it doesn't come. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm now asking, I want to find people that we can bring in that have Asian skills on communication, Mandarin, Cantonese,
Japanese.
Vietnamese, Japanese,
Korean?
absolutely. You start looking
I will. Oh, I will.
in the back.
Andrew.
Andrew, I can't see what
I
that
have 2 Filipino friends that I've met one in person. His name is Kenji Takahashi. I can see what I can do. He came here to work in the U.S.
Okay, start out. I'm putting this out there because here's what's going to happen. So I market primarily in the U.S. Primarily in the U.S. because that's just what's worked really good. I got honed in. The global TV thing goes everywhere that Asians have access to this station, which is every country. Now that it's on this app, it's everywhere. So we will be getting students that are going to come in from literally all corners of the earth. And I want to support them, right?
Yeah.
We're getting this, you guys. I knew we were going to be forced to go to a 24-hour support. It's going to happen with this.
Now, when we had that kind of a student, because we're reaching out there to other countries, like we had
Right.
a guy from Portuguese, right, from Brazil. He speak Portuguese. How we can come up, like we can go to YouTube and to the videos, and they can read they have there in the setting, they can read the video in the language, in any language. Okay, I got that, read. But what about to listen the video? Because some of them want to listen, and especially when I have everything in English, and they're going to have to also translate that blog pages and the language. They want, at least I need it for the first ones, you know. Once that we hit the first one and we start growing on that language, then it will be easier. But they want to hear in the language. And that's the situation I'm having with a lot of my Spanish students.
Okay. These are challenges that any company is going to have. They've always had. Do you guys know that Asian culture almost, unless they're, I'll get the age group, but they all speak English as a second language, if not a first language.
Yeah.
They sound like
It's a
they're
different
French.
culture that we're dealing with. It's a different niche than the Spanish niche.
Yeah.
Okay? So we don't have the same challenge. That being said, we've built this. We're going to find the people to come help us take it to the next level because there's a desire for them to grow. My commercial is in English. And it's Rory talk, so it's gonna be, if they understand that, they'll be good. I went slow.
Isn't there a way
That was slow enough?
Or Rory to go.
I speak Rory, so I don't know.
But isn't there a way to go to the translation, just like you read, if you watch a Japanese movie, they have everything in English?
I can do all that. I can even have it driving. I can have it
Yeah,
outlived in
sometimes.
Mandarin and everything I want to. But
English
but
subtitles.
The problem is that we can't support
Spanish,
that.
Or
Spanish.
whatever, yeah.
Spanish subtitles.
So what did you mean about having an Asian influence and us getting other people that we know? I mean, I actually have a lot of Asian friends because I went to acupuncture school. I know
Okay.
a ton of them.
Okay.
But what do you mean if you're not going to change the language? I was thinking in my mind at first when you said that you want people that actually speak the language. Do you mean getting people into the company that just can have that, like their presence, because they're going to have different content? What is it that you're trying to draw in from?
Okay, so great question, and I'm actually glad you brought that up there because I guess I assumed it would be translated when I
Yeah,
said
I'm
those
just not
words.
sure exactly what you mean.
So just bringing somebody in isn't what I was looking for.
Okay.
It's more of, okay, how do I get everybody here? I marketed and attracted you guys somehow, right? I didn't know you from a previous thing and bring you into it. That actually doesn't work really well. We want the right people. Not everybody's gonna be a blogger. Not everybody's gonna fit the mold we have, right?
Yeah.
And we only help so many anyway, so it just kind of works out. But if you're not looking for it and asking for it, you're not gonna attract it. What I guess I'm saying is I want everybody to be thinking, as these things come in, I want to be finding a good person that understands the Asian culture that fits what we do. I guess this is how I do things. I'm like, I'm gonna find somebody that can help lead this. I've traveled the globe a lot. I know a lot of cultures and I can meld with them very well, and I can interact with them very well because I spent time there, and I'm also a personal study of the cunning of men. What makes us tick? Why are we different? Their culture is different. Not everybody here has that talent to understand that, but if you can find somebody and attract somebody through the way we're marketing, maybe you'll get them signed as a student, whatever it is. I just want you to be aware of it and put it out there. If you don't ask for it, you don't get it. So I basically want everybody to ask, like, hey, when you're doing your meditations and you're doing your private time and you're resetting and you're refocusing, recommitting time, just put that out there when we get these things like, hey, I want to find somebody to help me partner in my business that can help with this culture. Because I can tell you, when you speak to someone, when you probably know them already because you talk to them,
Yeah.
they have a different way about themselves. They have a different trust level with the circle eyes. They have a different way they deal with us and they do their own culture. And sometimes this works both ways. If I'm in a technology presentation, and actually if I'm in a marketing technology presentation, the Asians will listen to me and take every word I say and take it at what I say. If I start talking to them about something that I obviously they don't think I know a lot about, they don't listen to me. They don't trust me, right? And I sold telecommunication products over there, and they knew nothing about it, and I could get everybody in that room to understand because they wanted to hear it, and they had no one else that they could pull from. This is a similar thing, but we're doing it over the phone. We're not face to face with a lot of these people, especially in other countries. And when we teach them how to do this stuff, and then when we're mentoring them and working with them side by side with us, sometimes it's helpful to find like a student mentor that can help take on those students as they come in. And I'm just anticipating we're going to start getting, we already get them from Africa. We already get them from the UK and Australia because I started marketing there a little bit. We already get them from other countries. This is going to change the game a little bit. Now,
I lived in Japan for a couple of years. I speak a little bit.
I know you brought that up.
Nanda.
But it's going to be, and I don't want us to get sidetracked on this. I want us to grow from this. So that's why we want to put it out. Okay, it's 6. Okay, so you guys know I added a new, it's a new training center for, and if you're VIP, you already have access to it. It's the Bitcoin and everything blockchain. Okay, so blockchain technologies, I hope you guys all understand where that's coming from. We can go over that a little bit today. We're going to have more and more products that are based on blockchain. The Omnix wallet is really close. And I'm working on a bigger project with that, with a bank. It's a private bank that's going to allow us to help solve a problem of people being able to load money into crypto, fiat, and be able to bring crypto into fiat. It's a big problem. Some people are solving it. we're gonna be able to solve that. That's why we started pre-marketing Ominex already. We're gonna have access to some really cool things with this and that technology. It is also a lead that we're gonna be able to bring people into our family. Because I know it's a buzz that's out there, people are interested, and people that may not have been interested in link posting, which is where we get a lot of our students. That's kind of what we do. But where they may not be interested in that, they're going to be interested in the Bitcoin. And so while you guys are here, I want to resonate how I see that going. It's just starting, and we're probably going to get a lot more. Now, I did an advertisement that kind of puts a lot of pressure on the computer product and get things going. And those that want to learn more, those that want to be teachable and coachable, will actually, purchase similar to our mother process. So we know they're serious, and we're going to be able to train them on that fulfillment. It's going to open the door for us to lead them into what we do as far as marketing. It's going to be kind of a reverse order presentation. So right now, everybody comes in and learns about link post blogging, and then the VIPs get access to that training. Anything I create, you guys get access to. So you guys get access to do that, grow it, know it, benefit from it. And there's a lot of things that I'm building into that, and I'm going to open that. I'm going to tell you guys about that here. I'm going to ask you not to write it down though. I'm not there yet. I'll tell you in a second. So the information inside there, if you guys have access to it, you should know what it is. It's going to be changing. It's a fast-paced world. Everything is, but the blockchains, there are new things coming out this year that they've been building for years, and as we add and implement those, we'll add and implement those. But we're going to have students coming in that we're going to need a mentor through that process. So where's Doug? So I've been teaching Doug some stuff. Doug has a great background for it. We're going to start getting other mentors involved as those leads come in. The reason why I bring that up is, who's in Goya here? Okay, heads up. We have a new lead. I shared the page with you guys, right? You guys see the page? I got like a 28 minutes.
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay. That is literally about to hit the marketplace any day.
Good to see you again.
Us being able to put it out.
Well, you guys can start putting that out as soon as I'm ready. That'll be like next week. I'm behind on that. But it's going to be hitting, I'm spending media money to bring in students off of that ad.
Cool.
So I want you guys to get your head wrapped around it. I do things in a circular motion. Everything, it might look like everybody always said, Rory, you're doing this, that. Well, everything to me goes in a circular motion. All roads lead to one path, right? So our anchor offer is wine. I always present wine to them at some point, and it's just because it's wine. Wine is wine. Odds are 2 out of 3 of them drink it. Someone in their family probably does. And it's just a great product to market. It's easy for me, so I bring it up. Go ahead.
Australia?
Are you going to have separate, like Goya does one, eBiz does one, and a separate for the Bitcoin and everything blockchain?
Separate what?
Answering?
No, we're going to answer them all the same place. It's not too complex. You'll pull them up in one CRM. If they're not there, you go to the other CRM.
Okay.
Eventually, we'll have different call-in numbers, but the merchant bank, I have to use the same number, so we kind of can't do that. And they kind of control my life. So, as much as I don't like that.
Hey Rory,
Yeah.
with the blockchain, I talked to Paul about a lot of the stuff on your website is just, or on your page is just basic information about blockchain. Is there any way that we can get like a lot more detail into that?
Have you been in the blockchain trading?
I do believe so.
Okay, there's going to be more coming.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to put Doug on the spot a little bit.
Okay.
We got to put together a training curriculum for our VIP buyers for that and people that want a lot more training. I've been working on that already. My biggest problem is I understand this stuff pretty well, just because I'm just in it. But when it comes for me to explain it to somebody, I got to learn how to dumb it down and sectionize it so that anybody can learn it. I'm in that stage still. I've been doing the blockchain stuff with literally crypto experts and people that have been building the technology I'm speaking a different language with them, and then we want to, and then to train everybody else on that, it's going to be well above their head. So we got to. I'm working to, you know, lack of a better term, just to dumb it down, make it more understandable, so we can build levels of understanding. So we'll start out here, and then as they understand that, just like we do with link post blogging, we'll add more and more layers of depth of knowledge. So Doug and I gotta keep getting down with him. We're gonna be creating a curriculum on this. So to make it easier, I'm just giving you guys a heads up. We're gonna have a different admin. It's called Connective. For Goya, mainly heads up. But we're gonna be getting students that are gonna come in that we're gonna be supporting in that process and walking them through that process. And it's gonna be one of those things you're gonna be learning as you go. I'm gonna be up there to help guide you guys on it. I'm not anticipating a ton. We're starting out like 10 to 20 a week. I'm going small because I don't know how fast we can support it. I just don't want to miss the boat on it, and I'd rather lead than follow. Okay?
I can say that Brandis understands it beautifully.
Oh, yeah,
She has a fantastic page, and
Yes.
I'm dying to copy her A to Z vocabulary, but I haven't asked her yet.
Yeah, Brandis is awesome. She'll probably, yeah, and she's on my list to do that. But I want to make sure this is a new thing for all of us.
Yeah.
But I'm deploying a new training system. I also have that being advertised on the global TV, but I did it in a special way. A lot of people can just do computer. They can get involved in Excel trip. The blockchain investing side, we're not teaching how to invest. We're going to show them where things are at. I'll make it really clear. I don't have an SEC license, nor am I going to depict that I ever have one or want one. It's nothing I've ever wanted to be. I like to play it myself. We'll teach them how to do it, where things are at, and then mainly we're teaching them how to market with us. So if you guys watched my 28-minute video, it's not about them investing in blockchain, it's them about being part of it, understanding it, and being able to, profit from it as a marketing partner with it. That's the whole message of that, and that's what we're looking for. I'm not looking to change what we do, I'm looking to adapt to the changing times and what's.
You're just expanding.
But it's the same thing we're doing. It's circular to what we're doing. And I think we're going to find some really good marketing people that may not have come in through the link posting because they didn't understand it. They understand that, and then when they can see how we market it, it'll open their mind up. And that's what I wanted to be able to talk to you guys kind of face to face about, so be ready on that when those students come through.